Hello, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. If you've forgotten, because I've been away for a little bit, I'm Liz.
And I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as TooLizForYou, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry and posting as Knitting in Our Jeans on Instagram. And I didn't post anything this week, although...
No?
You know what I have downstairs? I have the finished keffiyeh all laid out. Anyway, we'll talk about the next time we see you. I found 2 drop stitches. So they have to be picked up and fixed.
Yes.
But I have pins in them at the moment.
Good.
So we're good on that. But it blocked out huge.
It is quite large. It's on the dining room table.
Yes, it is. So that has done quite well. Blocking, of course, spreads everything out. And that's where I found the runaway stitches. So I'll be able to pick those up. Tonight's the Grammys. So... I'll be able to watch the Grammys and do some work.
Go for it.
Go for it. All right.
So, we are just coming back from Vogue Knitting Live. But I do have some other updates first. So first, I did not finish it for Christmas, but the Bensford cardigan is almost completed.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't it gorgeous? I'm so proud of it. So I'm incredibly proud of it.
That is great.
I do have to weave in all of the ends, but I talked it out with Mom over text, but I do want to do this also while we're here. So I tried these sleeves on Cass, and they fit.
Oh, good.
But I'm worried about them actually, about easing them into the arm's eye. This is the most amount of stitches.
This is done?
That's the most amount of stitches. So that's why I'm saying maybe I'm also thinking maybe I just do a short row sleeve
cap.
A short row sleeve cap and just pick up stitches and short row it and then go, and because the decorative part I can do, at the bottom. I can do it the first thing or the last thing.
That is not going to fit that.
That's what I thought. Maybe it's because my row gauge is off. Maybe, who knows? But I was just concerned. Yeah. So the other thing then...
This is a whole different size stitch.
Yes, because that is knit on 6s as per because that is supposed to be technically a tighter gauge than the rest of the sweater, which doesn't make sense to me. So so this is knit on 7s.
Yeah.
I think even
a 7
I think I use a 7 to pick up, and if it is a different gauge, at least I can just make it happen.
Yeah, and then come down to about here.
Yeah, I was going to do it to about the center of the second.
Bring it over to here. I don't want to be pulling it out. What you have to do, this is your underarm, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah,
I haven't made the sleeve cap yet but this is the widest it will be.
This goes on here, right?
Well, or I was just going to knit it down. I have yarn, and I can take that, I can unknit those, I can frog those. It's fine. I mean,
if you do a sleeve cap and then come down and just build it out to there.
I was thinking I'm just going to do the whole sleeve.
Well, you could do that.
I understand I did all of the work on the sleeves, but
That's insane.
It's one of those things where I'm just
because it'll bunch it all up.
Yeah. And that's not what I want. Okay, so I'm just going to pick it up, and I'm going to pick it up and knit it down.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. But yeah, Bensford cardigan, doesn't it look so beautiful? I'm very proud of it.
Very nice.
So I will hopefully get that done in the next few weeks. But I did take a break just because I got mad at the sleeves.
I would. That's insane.
Yeah. I've been working on a few other things too before we get to
Vogue.
So, as we've been talking about this sweater, it keeps growing, but it's also not growing fast enough. It feels like the shawl that you made, and it's this sweater, but it just does not keep... I know it's growing. It's almost there, but
enough already.
So, I keep on pulling it out when I need something to work on. And then I'm working on a hat that just got released. This is the zebra hat. I will put it in the show notes. But it's the zebra hat, and I just finished the... that looks really wavy on screen, but it does not feel as wavy. It's fine. It hasn't been blocked, fine. So yeah.
By who?
Oh goodness, Braillen.
Braillen,
who did the bats sweater that I did. So yeah. So those are the things that I've been working on. I've also been working on a sock in the background too, but I didn't bring that. But those are the things I've been working on while you haven't been seeing me.
Okay. I can talk about my Betsy.
Yes.
So this is how far I've gotten on the back of the Betsy.
Mm-hmm.
I have done 5 repeats of this wavy line. I have to do 10 more before I do the next set of things. It says, yeah, 15 times. Then there's a fleck pattern. Can't wait to see what that is. But I think it's really nice. And this is called knitting off the desk. People were talking at Vogue about how much yarn they have. Well, you all know how much yarn I have. And they said, so you're knitting through the plasticine boxes? I went, no, I'm actually knitting off the desk. This is what came out of a bag that was downstairs when we cleaned up for the curtain lady.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bag with 6 projects in it. Right? I had my canvas bag full of 6 projects. I don't remember what those projects were supposed to be. I didn't write a note for myself. So anyway, they were on. Then I pulled them out and they're on the desk. So I have that, and I've been working on that. So I'm really pleased with that, and for the most part, it's been working out. So that's good. Very good. All right, so what do we start out with?
I was going to say, then I guess we want to start with Vogue.
Dropping me off?
God. Yeah, so I dropped Mom off on Wednesday night.
Yes. And I got inside. There was no bellhop there, it was very different this year than the last several years we've dropped off. Because
but I think that's also maybe because I dropped you off at
10.
Well,
it was 10.
Right, but I've dropped you off that late before.
I know, and it's been empty before, and the bellhops have been falling all over me, waiting for something to do. This time, it was like somebody was giving out free gifts in the parking lot. We have no idea what all the hubbub was about at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday, but there were no bellhops, and just as well because everything was on wheels.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the mechanized round doors that keep going. You don't have to push them. Mm-hmm. So I got the suitcases and the bags, and I wander in, and I get to the elevator. I get the elevator up to 8 and register, and
it worked out.
It worked out just fine. So whether I get a bellhop to help me or not, it worked out just fine. My suitcase was little, and that helped.
My suitcase was bigger because I wasn't going to take any classes, so I thought I was going to have all of this time. Dear reader, I'm going to give you a clue. Did not have all of the time in the world.
No. So I did not have a class. So anyway, I may have mentioned that I am a Marriott girl. Mm-hmm. And pretty much whenever I go stay any place, the first thing I'm looking for is a Marriott or a Residence Inn or a Courtyard or a Fairfield
somewhere
Inn.
That is affiliated with the Marriott properties.
You got it. So I have, and most of my conferences when I was an academic were held at Marriott. So Marriott must have an academic rate that's incredible. So I have achieved lifetime platinum status. And they've taken the concierge floors and now merged them into an M club. And you used to just need to be gold level. Well, now you need to be platinum or above. Anyway, I managed to do that. So they've done that for the past 3 years. Last year they told us that only one person in a room could go in. This year they had a sign. This year they had pipes that burst. Mm-hmm. And so they had a sign that said the card holder and one guest can follow them. So Thursday, she was at work. Mm-hmm. I got up. I had breakfast. not in the M Club because they had a pipe burst, but they had a whole section off towards Broadway, sectioned off for M Club people. Really nice breakfasts.
Yeah.
Very nice breakfasts. And you could look out and watch the sign. So that was nice. And then I had a class. Oh, and then she was not going to meet me at dinner because they had hors d'oeuvres from 5 to 7. Yes.
And Thursday is trivia night. So I wanted to go to trivia.
And I said, fine.
Which worked out because we won trivia this week.
Congratulations. So then 2 o'clock on Thursday, I had clever cast-ons and better bind-offs. And so we went through she did regular long tail. She said old Norwegian. I've had classes with Norwegians and they go, this is not Norwegian, it's German. I'm not getting involved in this. It is a very nice cast on. Then the knitted cast on, the cable cast on, the twisted knit on, which I think we called the Chinese waitress.
Which we no longer call it that.
No, but that's what it was called.
Okay. But
so for anybody who knows the Chinese waitress cast on, that is now the twisted knit on cast on. I find it very easy. I use that a lot. She did not talk about I-cord cast-ons. She talked about I-cord cast-offs or bind-offs. We did
a Pico
bind-off, which is really cute. What else? I think that's about it. We were running out of time. So, it was a good class. Would I take it again? No. It was kind of a review, and I was helping the ladies around me. So... Oh, and she did
a tubular bind off
cast on.
Oh, tubular cast on, and
I don't know what, and then a I-cord bind off. So we did tubular, and then somewhere around here and then she had a very fancy way of doing a long-tailed 2-color provisional cast on, and that was fairly cool. I could do that. So that was nice. So I can't say I was over the moon about the class, but I got something out of it.
But if someone needed help with cast-ons and bind-offs, would you recommend it?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, and it was a good review.
Good.
And as I said, I got this out of it. And I think I finally got the tubular going in the right direction. I'm always going to have to look at directions.
Yeah.
The woman behind me said, the provisional cast-on is something like the Italian cast-on. I said... If you show me the Italian cast on, I probably know what it is, but at the moment, I have no idea what it is by name. The Italian cast on is what you use for the tubular. Anyway, so that was that class, and it let out at 5 o'clock, and I hightailed it up to the 8th floor, where they had hors d'oeuvres. And you have to show them your key card. And I said, okay, fine, just have a seat. And when the food comes out, oh, look, the food's out. I went, fantastic. So I put all my bags down, and they had crab cakes. They had pita crackers and hummus. They had roast beef. They had ham. They had salami.
Wow.
They had and they had crudités. They had some other things that I couldn't have, so I didn't pay any attention. So sorry. There was a lot of things to eat.
I was going to say there probably multiple types of cheeses.
Yes. Yes, lots of cheeses. More crackers. I didn't want to load up on crackers. And then you could go up to the bar if you wanted an alcoholic beverage, or they had soft drinks there.
That might have been where people were coming back to... Because... we'll get to this on Saturday, but I saw a bunch of people come back to stand in line for the gala with wine glasses, and I was like, where are they getting those?
Gala.
Maybe it was from the, or did they not have snack time the rest of the time?
Did.
It was just,
I think it was from the gala.
No, they were waiting to get into the gala.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah. Okay.
Unless they came in their bag.
I don't think so. They were all the same type of glass.
An interlock book came in the bag.
Yeah, no. This was a...
I know. I saw the glass today.
It was quite a large wine glass.
It was a very large wine glass. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know where they were coming from.
They were wandering around with it. So I don't know where they got it.
Okay.
But it was not there.
Okay.
So then I went up to the room, which was, we had a very nice room. We had floor to ceiling windows. We looked out on Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working on my Betsy while waiting for Elizabeth to tell me that she was downstairs so I could come and let her up in the elevator. To go above the 9th floor, you need to have your key card. Otherwise, the elevator won't let you in. Mm-hmm. So you came along around 10:30.
10:30, 10:45, yeah.
Something like that. Got her up. And at that point, I was in bed by midnight because I had a morning class.
I mean, I was in bed around 12:15, 12:30.
Right. I have my eye shade on. I was ready out. So then on Friday, I had Kate Atherley on grading. So for anybody who is looking to design, it's been an enlarging conversation about making patterns more inclusive by including more sizes. Mm-hmm. And you do that by grading. I mean, you don't make a sample in each size. What you do, what most of us do, we'll make the garment in our size so that we can walk around with it. And then you size it up and you size it down from there. And that's called grading. And Kate gave us several sources for body measurement charts, because that was the thing that I was always, how do you know what size? You know, what size people are when you say that it's a X number size. So there are several. The Craft Advisory Council has body measurement charts. Isolde has a women's measurement chart. Then there is a McBride.
Kim McBride.
Kim McBride Evans has a really extensive body measurement chart.
Because that's the one that is also being used and is what the fitting station at Vogue is based on, I think.
Because she has added in measurements for people who have B cups, D cups, and F cups, so that you can decide how you want to alter your pattern. Mm-hmm. And then today, another name that came up was, or website that came up was Sister Mountain, in that there is a tutorial or some kind of resource for how you do grading on the computer, which is interesting, you know. And I'll talk about that more in detail when I come to today's class. And then at 2:00, I had knitting lace in the Portuguese style. This is my lace.
Ooh.
In the Portuguese style, and obviously it has not been blocked, but you can see it's rather lacy. And to do Portuguese knitting, you need a pin, or you drape it around your neck, or you have a necklace, a Portuguese knitting help necklace. So I did not go with a pin. I went with a necklace.
I was going to say, you've got like a few of them.
It all came together. It was like
wow,
5 for $10. So this, or you can run the yarn around your neck so that...
But that screams rope burn to me.
Well, I apparently am allergic to some of the yarn dyes, so I have come up with bumps from this. So what it entails is having the yarn around some kind of restraint, or in this case, I just put a necklace, and as you see, the necklace has a hole, so the yarn slips through that little X there and into the hole. This, as any necklace does, goes around my neck. And you hold it. So then you can put your yarn through, and you make, basically, you tension it with your hand like that, and you have your knitting. Let me get it all tensioned up as it would. So this is how then you tension it, and you're merely flicking you're working yarn with your left thumb primarily. And if I were 20 years younger, prior to the onset of serious arthritis in these hands, it would be great. It makes purling a joy. It's just like a flick, and the purling's done. It's fantastic. Love the Portuguese purling. The knitting is only one extra step. You put it in as if to knit, bring it over the top needle, then becomes the bottom needle, then flick it over and pull it through. It's really nice. I have become, though, such an efficient thrower. I really am like a piston. So I'm not scrunching my shoulders. I'm not doing a lot of excess movement when I knit. So,
which is also what I found out when I took Carson's class last year.
Yeah, we knit pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
So I'm not causing great distress to my body with my regular knitting. My thumb was in pain by the time I finished Portuguese. So I can recommend it highly if you don't have arthritis in your hands. I think it's fascinating. I think that it's a very easy way to knit. It makes purling a joy. But now I can't get this off. It's not for me at this point. Most of the women who were in the class were struggling with some of the concepts in terms of what they were supposed to be doing. I didn't have that problem. The problem I had was merely mechanical. Otherwise, I think I would switch over to doing Portuguese. And you don't need to have Portuguese knitting instructions. You can do, obviously, purls and knits, just like everything else. So you can work your regular patterns with it. We did ask the instructor, and she said when she lived in Portugal, she did everything Portuguese knitting. Now that she's here in the United States, she does a lot of continental. I think that may say something. I'm not quite sure what, but anyway, it was really interesting. I'm glad I did it because I had never I had tried to do it before from instruction booklets before YouTube and the internet, and the knit always looked really complex, and I was glad that was cleared up. What did you do on Friday?
On Friday, I had no classes, but I instead went to the spa.
Oh, that's right.
I still had the day off, and took it and went to the spa, which was lovely. And then we met up and did the marketplace.
We did the marketplace, yes. So I bought Math for Knitters by Kate Atherley. I have not read it, so I have no idea what questions of mine it can answer. Oh, it talks about gauge and what if you're really close? You match or you don't like the fabric? Well, obviously, if you don't like the fabric, find a needle side that makes the kind of fabric that you want.
Yep.
And then figure out what size you're making with that.
Yep.
It's that simple. So if you may want to, if you normally make a medium, but you want to go up from a 4 to a 6 needle, you may end up making an extra small in order to get the fabric that you want and fitting your body size. I found there's a fair number of people who like to follow exactly the instructions.
Yes.
And as I said in class, there are no knitting police. And then Kate said, except for me.
True.
There you go. But there's no one who's going to come to your house and take apart your yarn unless you have a cat or a dog. And they're not.
Or a toddler.
They're not going to be really passing judgment. They just think it's fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, Kate Atherley has a relatively new book, Math for Knitters. And I got that at the marketplace. What did you get?
So I got a bag. I got a bag from Yarn and Whiskey. This is one of her tote style bags. It has 12 pockets, 6 on the outside, 6 on the inside. And it is probably going to be my new festival / event bag. it's been great this weekend. I carried all kinds of stuff around in it. Carried water bottles, sodas, snacks, knitting, yarn, projects. It was great. But that was my first purchase on Friday.
Okay.
And I then walked around with you a bunch, and then
got the big
I
one.
did get the dinosaur. So, and then I walked by and said hi to Marcia at One Geek to Craft Them All, and Yasmin of Designs by Yasmin, and these little guys, they were a whole little tray of them, and they were just so cute, and I couldn't say no, and so I got a little Stegosaurus, who's a stitch marker. He's so cute.
He's very cute.
He's just so cute. And so I got him from One Geek to Craft Them All, and then across the hall from One Geek to Craft Them All.
She was talking about this beforehand.
Yes, I have been admiring the Thimbles for You for years. And so we both got open nail thimbles. We both, I mean, it was probably 5-10 minutes of us standing there getting sized.
Yes, they size you, and I was hesitant because I had bought a silver thimble at a show, oh God, decades before, and I managed to put a needle through it, and it feels really defeating to be wearing a thimble and have the needle come stabbed through. Mm-hmm. If you notice, there's different sizes in terms of how much they cover.
Yeah.
If you look at these fingers, you see how crooked that middle finger is? It crooks this way, then it crooks this way. And I said, I really don't want a long thimble because of the arthritis. It will not feel good. It will feel very restrictive. Look at that. That finger's really bad too. Anyway, it looks like I've chewed on it. So it took quite a while. It took quite a while to find one for me because I have tiny fingers apparently. And so we were looking at them and we found one that was almost it, and it was cute. And then I saw the sugar skulls and I was like, oh, that's definitely my aesthetic. Sugar? It's a Dia de los Muertos design, okay. You can tell. Okay.
And I was like, I mean, that is a bit more my aesthetic. And the woman who was helping us, who's their social media person and also a one of their vendor helps, said, "Oh, you'll actually be a really good candidate for that one. Let's try it." And it fit perfectly. And we found one, and it does not come off. They
don't come off.
And what Mom told the story of, unfortunately, putting a needle through it, and it also says it on the bags you get. But if a thimble does not fit or develops a hole, or if a needle threader wire breaks, please contact us and send it for replacement or repair. Just pay for some return shipping. And I was like that, and that was great. I passed by a few times. I took Amy. Amy got a whole chatelaine.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. Oh, God, it's gorgeous. You already have your mess of...
Well, I've got a lot of the
stitch markers, and you've got your fix-its, you've got your scissors, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't...
No, you don't need one.
I don't need another chatelaine. Theirs are prettier. Yes. Absolutely. Less chaotic.
Yes.
But this truly has everything I need.
Yes.
And I've got a very large safety pin that I can then thread through the open work.
Yeah.
On this thimble, so then I can keep my thimble on the chatelaine, and I won't lose it.
But what I was saying, when I went back, there was a woman who had bought one the day before, and who was like, I think we need to look at the sizing again. And they were like, yeah, not a problem. I will confirm they are expensive, but again, they are handmade. They are sterling silver. I am very pleased with it, and I actually got to use it this morning.
I used mine on
Saturday to fix
my bag.
Yeah.
And it was great.
No, was it Saturday or Friday night? It might have been Friday night.
It might have been Friday night. It was Friday night.
It was Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah. I have what most people would call a throwaway bag. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I got it, but it is a very light bag, and one of these in exterior corners. I can't even see where I repaired it. I think it was here. It had let go. And I said, well, this is no good because I like it very much because it's got a window. And Elizabeth had thread. She very cleverly brought her thread with her.
I mean, I always have it with me. It's my little travel sewing kit that I got at It's a Merchant and Mills. It's from when we saw the Alexander McQueen exhibit.
Yes.
At the Met.
Mine is in my top drawer over here.
Yeah.
So I didn't pack it because I was already packing scads, and I wanted to keep to the little bag since I'm packing the big bag tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anyway, I tried mine, and it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. It feels very comfortable. Worked extremely well. I had no problem with the needle. It was a tiny sharp I was using, and it had no problem. So I'm very pleased. Very, very pleased. So that was fantastic. And we went out to dinner.
And then we went out to dinner. We wwent up to the View on the 47th floor.
It rotates.
It was a lot of fun.
I think it would be nice. I mean, at night, it'd be nice to be there as daytime goes into nighttime. Because when I actually looked around, I couldn't really tell we were moving until I actually looked at the outside and then us. And then you could see it was moving. And then you had to realize that the piano man stayed in one place and we rotated around him. Very good live music. He was very animated. It was good. The food was good. We had a good time.
Yeah, and they were great with our allergies.
Fantastic sorbets. It was great.
They had a dark chocolate sorbet. It was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Saturday, I had an afternoon class.
Yes.
So Friday morning we got up and went to breakfast.
Yes.
Saturday morning we got up and went to breakfast.
Yes. And then I went down and hung out with some friends at the marketplace and just hung out. And
I hung out in the
room. And then had class.
I had I-cord, cast on, bind off, and everything in between with Zandy Peters. I think he's wonderful. Anyway.
We've taken classes with him before.
Yes. This is I-cord fabric. And it looks like it's crocheted. But I have thought of a way. You can make panels with this. You can make entire scarves of this. Because it's such open work, it's a little more stretchy than just plain I-cord on an edge. And I-cord takes less yarn than crochet does.
Okay.
For the relatively same-ish stitch.
Okay.
Okay. So I thought of a tunic that was in Vogue magazine from fall 2019 that has a pleat in the tunic. So what I want to do is I want to do the pleat fabric in I-cord.
The interior of it?
Well, it actually folds over, so you have to do the whole pleat. In fact, I can see doing 4 pleats. One in the center, front center, sides, and back center. Because I have this.
I was going to say, you have some worsted babies.
So I want to make the yoke in this.
Okay.
And then the skirt in the dark chocolate brown, but then the pleats back in the pink.
Okay.
In this I-cord fabric.
Okay.
And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the chocolates. I have more yardage, I believe, in the pink, which is why I wanted to make the pleats in the pink. Yeah, these are 400 yards.
Yeah,
so
those are the worsted babies.
Right. So
that's 800 yards right there.
I have 1,200.
You have 1,200 yards right there.
I have 1,200 yards. So I think by making the pleats in the I-cord. I will certainly use up more yarn, but I will have yarn left over, and I will have to find something else to do with the hot pink.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The horror.
Yeah, really. But I'll be knitting. You can see it's on the desk. I will continue knitting off the desk.
Okay.
So anyway, then we started doing some of the bind off. Look at this. So this is an I-cord here that you do 2 and you leave them live on the needle, and then you bind off 3, and then you leave 2 live on the needle, and you bind off 3 more, and so that makes your base. These two little trees sticking up, and then this is a I-cord. I think I started here. So let's see. Yes. So you do 5 rounds of I-cord.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come down and you're basically picking up these 2 at the bottom and decreasing. So then you do 2 decrease rounds of I-cord, and then you do 5 rounds of regular I-cord up. Then you grab and you leave 2, and you do an increase 2 at the top. Leave those live. So you've got an increase 2 up here live. So then you got 2, 2, and 2 up here live. As you're doing your rounds to get down, or your tubes to get down and pick up on the red. Then you finish off with the yellow, coming along and doing the I-cord and saying, okay, now bind off, pick these up, bind off, back, bind off, bind off, bind, decrease, bind off, bind off, bind off. And that makes this. And I have thought of 2 patterns that I'd like to write using this.
That's so cute.
One is a little girl's dress / tunic, and I think this would be adorable. So Zandy Peter was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I had such a good time.
Good.
Really a fabulous time. Good. And then Saturday we did takeout.
Yes.
So we had sushi.
Yes.
Which was excellent.
Because it was cold and we were not leaving the hotel.
No, it was 3 degrees on Saturday morning.
Yep.
3.
Yep. It got up to 23.
Today.
No, like on Saturday.
Did it?
Yes.
Well, that's impressive.
Yes.
3. And then Sunday, which is today.
Well, Saturday I hung out with friends mostly, and then
I thought you already said that.
And I didn't do any shopping, but I did go around the marketplace many a time. And I had talked to the Camellia, because I wore my Mondragon pullover, which has the color blocking, and that is out of Wandering Flock Fluff and Camellia Fiber Co. Som Aaron. So I showed that off, and then I had a thought about colors I wanted for a colorwork sweater, and Camellia didn't have it in the fingering weight, so they had to talk to the dyer, who wasn't in the booth at the time, to see if I could get it so I could order it. So that was on my list to come back on Sunday. And then I went by Wandering Flock, and after I thought about if I wanted Merlot or navy for a Belle and Sebastian sweater, and I decided on navy because I have like a Merlot kind of colorway already in my stash, and I have a lot of I wear a lot of that color, so which is not a bad thing, but I wanted to just step slightly outside my comfort zone, and the navy was sold out.
No. Oh no.
And so I asked, I was like, so I know you're vending here, and you're vending at a time to remember downtown, which we did not make to. Do you have more of this at a time to remember? And Geraldine said, I do. And it is coming here tomorrow. So be here at 10 a.m. and you can get the... And I was like, done. So that was going to be my first stop on Sunday. Spoilers, it was my first stop on Sunday. You'll see in a minute. And then, Saturday we just hung out, and my friends and I my friend Amy and I found a spot on the 7th floor. And so we grabbed a table and some chairs and hung out and knit and such there. Amy's husband joined us for a little bit. My friend Maureen joined us for a little bit. Patrina and Susie and Emily and Michelle joined us for a little bit. I ended up seeing Sari and Ellen. Do you remember Amanda and Emily? Amanda, who used to live next to Lizzie, and Emily, who was into jewelry making.
Yes.
I saw their moms at lunch on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
They came over and they asked if they could sit, and I looked up and I just went, Sherry? And she went, huh? And then went, oh my God! Great big hugs. Ellen was also like, oh my goodness. So got a photo together, sent it to the girls. It was very cute. So yeah, that was fun. They're all doing well.
Good.
Yeah. And then...
And then we tried to go to bed early.
Well, I was going to say, we tried to go to bed early, but we ended up being at a table right by the gala dinner entrance. So we watched the hullabaloo over the line being formed for the gala dinner, which was interesting. And then once doors opened, it was fine. You know, everything went smooth. And then we ended up being kind of where they met up with the models for the fashion show at the gala. Oh. So that was fun, or very funny, because people were like, are you with it? I'm like, literally, we've been sitting here since like 2 p.m. Y'all, like, no, but like, happy to help you if you want. Like, I know the city decently well, and I know this building okay, so...
Well, on Friday, you helped someone put their display together.
I did, because I couldn't find you, and so I started getting anxious, and then I saw a vendor who was having some struggles building their, like, point of sale, like, little stand, and so I was like, hi, do you need help? Because in my brain, I was like, my anxiety's getting bad. I'm getting anxious. I'm getting anxious over something silly. Wait. I can build something and that will help my anxiety.
I had left the room without my phone. I had it on the charger. And I went down to, Bay City Yarn? Something like that.
I guess so.
And I wanted to take a picture of their sign because they're out here on Long Island. And they're rabbit and other animals. They're not sheep. And I thought, well, that would be good for Ben.
Oh.
And I realized I don't have my phone.
Oh.
So she gave me a card. She markets on Etsy.
Oh, okay.
Not out on Long Island, but they're out in Suffolk.
Oh, okay.
They're in Bayshore.
Ah.
Ergo Bay City or something. Bay something.
Okay. Bay Hollow? Something?
Something. I don't have the card. It's in my purse downstairs.
Okay.
And I didn't have my phone. So I kind of wandered around. I tried to send a note to you on my watch, but although it said it sent, then 15 minutes later it said, no, I didn't send it. How could you possibly think I'd send it? So I said, all right, I'm going to go back upstairs and get my phone because this is silly. So when I went back upstairs to get the phone, she had been there, left her coat, and had left. So
to come meet you because you said to meet you on 5, and so I came to meet you on 5.
That's right. So then I went. So I said, well, how about if we meet you on 6? And she was taking forever to get to 6. So I finally met on 5, did more at 5, and then we did 6 together.
Yeah, so that was Friday. So Saturday, so they said, oh, come back and we have a skein of yarn for you on Saturday. And I was like, unnecessary, but I'll come by and say hi, but unnecessary for the yarn. But they did give me a skein of yarn. So it was clean cashmere.
It's really pretty.
It's very pretty. So this is their 2-ply sock. And in 2-ply sock in cherry pink.
Really pretty.
I'll probably make a hat. She had a hat that was made out of it, and it was really cute. So
60% Cormo, 40% Cashgora.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
so was happy to help and happy to get some free yarn. But I think that is Saturday.
Okay. Sunday, I had a morning class with Veera Valimaki, ergo the breathing space.
Mind you, no, you wore the breathing space every day this weekend.
Not this one.
No, you wore.
I have all 3.
You wore all 3 of them.
I wore all 3. I certainly did. I started off Thursday with the MoMA.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were breathing spaces because I have them in 3 colors. And I told her I had it in 3 colors. I said, this is 3 colors in here. There are 2, there's a gray and then there's the variegated in here. She goes, I really like that. I said, and then obviously you see I took the yoke and brought it down here. So she says, it's fascinating to see what people do with your patterns. Anyway, Veera Valimaki was really good in class. It was more of a talk. It was definitely a talking class rather than a doing class, and it was from idea to pattern, basics of knitwear design. And I think she finally answered my questions about grading.
Okay.
She does everything in pen and pencil and a notebook. Because she says, if I'm sitting downstairs watching the kids doing all this, I come up with an idea. I want to just grab a notebook and write it down. I don't want to go upstairs, flick on the computer, do all this with the spreadsheet. I don't want to do that. I just want to make the notes then. And I went, I think at this moment, I have more control over what is going out of my brain if I have it with a pen and a piece of paper than if I'm trying to fight with Excel. Remember, I'm the person who wrote her dissertation on punch cards. So I didn't grow up with any of this stuff. And it means I graduated from graduate school before they had any of this stuff. Yeah. So it's a real mind bender for me. She did tell us the software she uses to write her patterns and stuff in it. It's in my notes. Okay. It's kind of in InDesign. Is that an Adobe product?
I don't remember.
So.
I think it is.
I think so. She mentioned Sister Mountain as being a resource for Excel for grading to figure out your numbers. But what she finally said was you have to do the numbers separately for each different pattern size. Yeah. Because your bust doesn't necessarily increase as your shoulders do, and certainly your neck doesn't. I mean, I heard enough people this week tell me that as their size down here increased, their neck didn't increase, and they're so tired of getting sweaters where the neck is huge in order to match the rest of the body. So what both Veera and Kate, Veera Valimaki and Kate Atherley were talking about is using a body measurement guide. And as I said, Isolde has one.
Kim McBride Evans
has one. The
Craft Yarn Council.
Veera Valimaki uses Craft Yarn Council. And Craft Yarn Council has for infants, toddlers, and youths. They have for men.
I was going to say the
youths and women. So if you are doing something like Tin Can Knits does, which is try to have sweaters that go from infants on up to adults, I think the American Yarn Council is pretty much your go-to resource. But then you have to figure out how much ease do you want. And I was sitting there as she's talking about ease, and I'm realizing you've got a decent amount of ease in that one. I've got probably 6 inches of ease in this for this particular sweater. So you figure out how much ease, so you add that on to the body measurements, and then it's a whole chart of things that you have to do in order to get down to how many stitches. Obviously, swatching is critically important to figure out what kind of fabric you want. And I didn't hold this up to her, but this is what I've done for my Jill Draper Momus sweater. These bubbles are telling me what size needle made that fabric. So I can
count. They're not bubbles, they're yarn overs.
No, they are purl stitches.
Oh, on here it looks like it could be both.
I know.
Interesting. Okay,
They're
so it's just pearls. It's just a rib.
In the stockinette.
Oh, cute.
And so I can count them, and that tells me exactly what size needle made that particular fabric. And for the neck, I want to start off with this 11 because it's a very full neck, and then I think I like the 8. This is the 8, I think.
I was gonna say I like this. This is
this is 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I like the 8.
I like the 8. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from an 11 down to an 8 in the collar, so that by the time we get down to the 8, you'll be at the body of the sweater. So swatching is really important, and it's really important for figuring out what size needles you want to be using with, and what kind of fabric you want to be making with the yarn that you're using. But then, and what I'm going to do is once I now that I figured this out, I can take out this swatch and I can just knit a swatch on 8s because I want to, basically I know that the collar's going to take 1 skein. And then I can figure out, once I get down to the body, from your schematic, you can figure out how many stitches you have in your pattern. Once you figure out how many stitches you have in your pattern, you can look at how much yarn you use per square inch in your swatch. Well, actually, you can break it down to how much yarn do you use for like 100 stitches in your pattern. You know how many stitches are in your sweater, just simple multiplication, and that's how much yarn you're going to need in order to knit that sweater. Veera says add a little bit.
You always should add a percentage.
Add a little bit.
Yeah.
She says, no, I don't want to make someone buy a whole nother skein of yarn if it's iffy. She says, but if you have to take, once you've washed it and blocked it, if you have to take out your swatch in order to finish your sweater, tell them that you recommend them to get another skein of the yarn because that's too tight.
Yeah.
Too close to the edge for yarn chicken. She did like our idea of making, she loves top down. Ergo this. And I said, my daughter and I do our sweaters down to about bust level. Then we put all of this on waist yarn and we do the sleeves. Because then you have all the rest of the yarn to work with for the rest of your sweater.
Yeah.
And you're not really worried about yarn chicken.
I was going to say, I'm not doing that for the Mira though, because that's a one that where I think I'm okay with having elbow length if that's what it comes to.
Right.
I just
like to get it done.
I would like to get this done.
She thought it was a really good idea.
Yeah.
So, really, really enjoyed. And she has a heck of a handout. It looked like one of my sell-by.
Awesome.
That, I think it's something like 18 pages.
Oh, that's great.
So, luckily I printed it front to back. And she's really very detailed on it. And
that's
she
great.
put up one of her patterns and showed us all the pages that she had. And I took a picture of that. So, I can meld that with the handout. So she was very prepared. It was lovely.
You had a great time. You came out of that class energized. And
I have drawings in my notebook of the bicolor tunic, of the women's sweater with the I-cord, and drawings of the little kid's dress.
Nice.
So I came out of that class and Zandy's class with just bubbling with ideas.
Good.
So I think there'll be more patterns coming out this year. It only takes her a day to write a pattern.
Wow.
I'm incredibly impressed.
Yeah.
I think once I work out the issues of, shoulders and just coming down, that'll be fine too.
Yeah.
And so it was really good. I had a wonderful time. Luckily, we had a break at about 10:30. She says, take about 10-15 minutes. The line in the ladies' room was out the door. So I ran downstairs to Asylum Fibers. And I bought the Luxe Worsted I Love New York colorway. And this is going... No, you don't have to make this 3-color. You can make it 1 color. And so this is going to be the accent.
Oh, nice.
Using these
loops
on a dark background. Now, whether it's a gray looks like...
It looks like it's probably going to be a gray.
Going to be a gray. I mean, you could do it with a peach.
You could.
But I like the gray.
The gray could be cool.
I think the gray, any color gray, could be a light gray. So I ran down and got 2 skeins, one for the adult sweater and one for the little girl's tunic. And I said, she had sold quite a bit. So she really didn't have the stock at that point for 2 sweater quantities for me to walk off with. So I said, you know what I need, I will order. We're leaving on Tuesday. We're going to be away for 10 days. I will order it when I get back. Because I can take my Betsy with me and I can make some real strides with that on the beach because I have the pattern printed out. So I'm going to work on Betsy. I know what I want to do with the MoMA. I'm bubbling again with design ideas. Good. And not based on words.
That's awesome.
Amazing. So yes, I recommend wholeheartedly Kate Atherley, Zandy Peters, and Veera Valimaki as teachers. Just to the moon.
Nice.
And what did you do while I was busy in class?
So first I went down to the marketplace to be ready on 6, and I was going to just knit and listen to a book. But there was a group that was doing, it's called Quilt Social, and the concept is that you have the backing of a quilt and then the batting, and then you add like scraps of material in as you come to them, like as you come to openings, and you knit across, or not knit, but you stitch across them, and you're stitching in a consecutive spiral. So the point is not to go back and forth on your one piece, but to go and to do it's a very communal, very community-based kind of quilt project. It was a lot of fun. And so that's where I got to use my new thimble, where I discovered I push the needle with both my middle finger and my ring finger. So I need to train myself to just do it with my middle finger now that that's what I have the thimble for. So my friend Amy met up with me there. Okay. And then we went to the Wandering Flock because I needed my yarn. So I have Wandering Flock Fluff in navy. I have a whole bunch of it for a Belle and Sebastian sweater, which I will pull up in just a second.
Did have stuff left over from downtown,
which I also don't know how much they brought. So
right. Let me see. Oh my god!
I know, it's so nice. So this is for the Sari Nordlund Belle and Sebastian sweater that came out last year in the fluff.
Let me see. Oh wow! It's gorgeous.
And the sleeves have texture too.
Oh my gosh!
It's great. I'm so excited.
That's gonna be gorgeous.
I know. So I don't want to hear anyone be like, you have so many other whips. You have so many other yarns already in your stash. I don't care. It may happen way sooner than it should. By those metrics. So Wandering Flock, I stopped there. I also got to talk to Camellia Fiber Co. and I ordered my yarn. So I pre-ordered that, so you all will see that when that comes in.
Okay.
And then we went downstairs and we stopped by Kitty with a Cupcake because they've got such cute little charms / like stitch markers. And I got their cryptid set.
Oh wow!
Which is a little Mothman, a jackalope, a little Bigfoot, and a Nessie. And then I got for Ben a little ghost kitty sticker.
Oh, that's a riot.
Yeah. And she had some really cute little ghosty pins, but they were pins and not earrings. And I was like, I think you should make them into earrings. Because the posts are thicker than earring posts are, and they're pointy on the back. So that's why I was like, I can't buy them and then wear them as earrings. So that was what I bought. But then before Vogue, I had purchased a D-stash from a friend.
Right. And
had it delivered to me. So I am now the proud owner of some Concho by Lavender Loon. I guess it's superwash merino, yak, and linen and a DK in this Concho colorway.
Very pretty.
And then also some Juniper Moon Farm Cotton Merino, which is the same sort of
that feels good.
fiber as the Fluff.
Very nice.
Because it's, but the Fluff I think is cotton and alpaca.
That's great. It's 70% cotton, 30% merino wool, but
yeah,
and the yarn is a tube.
Yeah, which is the same that this is, but this is baby Sari wool and cotton. So this is 50% cotton, 15% or 35% baby Sari, and 15% wool.
Nice.
So yeah, so I got all that. So that is also going to. I have a few things that are made kind of with that yarn, that type of yarn in mind. And so you will probably be seeing a bunch of those being made this year. The other thing that was interesting was that in the Woolen Wandering Flock booth, there was this sweater, which is the HIlma sweater. And it calls, so the way that Wandering Flock did it was 3 skeins of 4 colors of fluff. And then I looked at the pattern, and the pattern calls for like 6 colors. So I looked it up, and it calls for, so it's 6 colors. So while Mom was finishing up her class, I did some math. So the pattern is 6 colors with mohair lace held triple. Did you hear that, Mother?
I heard
held
that.
Triple. So I took the yardages, or like it has all the yardages, but in grams because the balls come in 25 grams. So you do the math that way. But I did the yardages. I then divided them by 3 to get kind of what it would be if I were to use just one strand of like the DK worsted fluff. And then I made a list of my leftover fluff that I have, plus the evergreen from Camellia and the leftover of this this black, like dark gray. And I think I have enough. No, I need one more color, I think, to do that pattern. Which is fine because I have a red in the apartment, and I also just got the navy. So that sweater also might be happening. But I am...
There's the hat, and it's done in the round.
Oh, cute. But, yeah. Oh, also, something that has happened this year is I am trying to do a digital planner on my iPad because I got an iPad that can use the Apple Pencil, and it's really nice. And also it's really nice because I can have like my one page, but I can also like super zoom in and write myself like notes.
What are you doing
there in PDF Expert? But I built it. I built that in Canva. But like you can see, all of my little like knitting notes are over here, and they look so small until you zoom in on them. So I can make all kinds of notes, and it's great. So I'm really enjoying that. It's a silly little thing, but I like it, and that I'm enjoying that. But that, so then, yeah, and then we went and packed up.
We did.
To head home.
And my husband, as we're packing, my husband calls. This odd number on my cell phone lights up. Now
you go, Hicksville's calling me.
Yeah. Wonder why Hicksville's calling me. And I answer the phone. Now, my husband has a habit of not answering the phone when it's a phone number he does not recognize. Mm-hmm. This is the second time in 6 weeks? 8 weeks?
6 weeks?
8 weeks.
When you called me and you were like, you called me and I was at trivia.
It was October.
That was like October, yeah.
So, all right, so October to January.
Yeah.
Twice. Now, he's called me from a stranger's phone when he has been locked out of, the first time was locked out of a car at a marina, 45 minutes to an hour away. And today, he wandered outside and locked himself out of the house when he's on Long Island and we're in Manhattan. And I said, We're packing. As soon as you finish as soon as I can hang up the phone, we'll be out of this room and we'll be on our way. But it's going to be 2 hours because we have to get to Elizabeth's apartment. We have to pick up her car. She has to drop her stuff off. And then we have to get in the car and drive out to you. It's going to be 2 hours. And he's giving us the neighbor's telephone number so that he can be kept abreast of our progress. I went, dream on. We're going. We'll be there when we get there. My calling you is not going to speed this up.
So we got in a car. We got to my apartment. We then called for the car. We then jumped in the car. And I drove us home. And it took about an hour and 45 minutes.
Yes, it did.
So
our time estimation was fine.
Yes.
And it's very simple to flip the lock on the back door. So if you go out the back door, you just, turn that little horizontal, vertical thing and the door's locked. And we have extra keys. We have a ton of extra keys. And he normally hides them in this spidery, creepy place in an outside accessible basement. But he's locked himself out before. And the extra key was in the house.
Mm-hmm. And maybe you should change the spot now.
Well,
that you have told the public.
Well, he hasn't put it outside either.
Yeah. So that was our fun, joyous adventure. So we were going to leisurely come home. That didn't happen.
No, that did not happen.
But we are home.
We are home.
Well, Mom is home. I now get to go back to my home.
But we got your
we ran. I had
errands.
a bunch of returns that had to be made that Mom was like, okay, let's go do them.
Let's go do them.
Which I appreciate. So that was good. And I will head home and have some foods with Ben. But yeah, I just so that was a little bit more stressful than we had expected.
Yes, a little bit more pressure, and it was just lucky I didn't have an afternoon class.
Yeah, or else he would have been there for way longer.
Way longer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I think, and so that was our weekend. I think, so you're going to be away for the next 2 weeks, so I think we're going to have, so we will see when we record next. Either it'll be in 2 weeks or a week or three.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And hopefully we'll have all kinds of progress to report.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
That would be great.
That would be great.
And so we'll weave in ends.
Yes.
You have ends to weave in.
I do.
I just have to get knitting. But Grammys are tonight, so I'm going to get started.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.